LEGO Pixar Bricktoons is a series of animated shorts based on various Pixar characters in their movies. But in these series of shorts, they are depicted in LEGO form, which can lead to funny LEGO shenanigans, which I'll get into. I'm first going to go through each short retelling the plot and what occurs in each of their respective stories, then share my thoughts on each of them. We have a total of 5 stories from the movie Cars, Brave, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, and Coco, all ranging around 10 minutes each, but really it's more like 6 minutes plus the credits. All telling their own stories in their universes, so let's check them out and see if they're any good.
Okay, here we go. Speed. I am Speed.
The first short we have takes place in the world of Cars, Trust Your Old Pal Mater, centering on Lightning McQueen preparing for his final race of the season for the Piston Cup. But while doing so, Mater shows up out of nowhere trying to cheer him on, which causes Lightning to crash. Ramon tries to fix up Lightning to have him at his big race in time, by using some spare parts he has. Lightning uses them, but is not extremely optimistic about his chances winning another Piston Cup in this condition. We cut to the race and we finally see Lightning's new look, and he looks exactly like a monster truck, with really big tires for a race like this one. But he persists with the race and he seems to accept that he's going to lose this one, pulling in on the last lap in last place. But then suddenly in first place a collision crash occurs, which gives Lightning the opportunity to take advantage of the situation. He pulls his old school jump with his new tires and makes it over the crash site, but his rival for the race makes it out and goes neck and neck with him, heading towards the finish line. Lightning just barely beats him out and wins another Piston Cup. And the short ends with Lightning thanking Mater for always believing in him for being able to do the race in no matter what condition. A decently fun short with a good LEGO humor gag sprinkled in to make this short more memorable. It's got both Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy returning to their roles, which definitely makes this short feel better and feel like something that could have been part of a Cartoons. Overall, a fun time with much more potential to make more shorts in this particular universe. For the second short, we have Brave, Patience is a Bear, focusing on Merida riding a horse making her way back to the Stone Circle area that appeared in the original movie. She remains skeptical about it all until her brothers appear at the site as well. She tries to tell them about the folklore about the stones and that they will be turned to stone if they don't respect it. But they don't really believe her and continue running amok, until one of her brothers actually turns to stone. Unsure of what to do, she once again finds a wisp that leads her back to the witch's cabin, although this time around it's empty. But a message is shown saying that she has the potion specifically for her that's sure to help. Back at the stones, Merida tries to use a potion, but the other two brothers seem to have already used it on themselves, turning them both into bears.
Why is it always bears?
Luckily, it was perfect timing and the witch passes by Merida on her way back to her place. She turns her brothers back into boys again, but cannot turn the third brother back from turning to stone. She points out that there's a drop of the potion left to use, so they try it out and to no surprise it works. Merida scolds her brothers and ends up turning to stone herself in the process, and that's where the short ends. Honestly, a bit of a weird ending with this one, still kind of under conflict, but I'm sure the witch can help with it anyway. It's actually very nice to see Brave getting more content, even in LEGO form. Merida's original voice actor did not return to reprise her role, but another voice actor named Ruth Connell voiced her. And she's actually played Merida before in various games and other appearances for the character when the original voice actor is unobtainable. So the voice change is not super jarring, but it is noticeable, but doesn't make the short any less enjoyable. Another funny little short that I hope helps Brave get more small stuff here and there. Our third short is The Incredibles Pizza Night, focusing on the family having dinner being made by Mr. Incredible, making homemade pizza from a TV show, while Violet and Dash watch Jack Jack. Of course, Jack Jack being who he is, disappears, which leads the kids to investigate. With no such luck of Jack Jack running amok, they run into Syndrome of all people. Meanwhile, Bob is having his own troubles in the kitchen, while the kids are figuring out a way to defeat Syndrome, who's trying to steal everyone's powers so he can be the sole provider of it all. But Violet and Dash give him a run for his money, while Bob fights off a demon dough that is his son possessing the pizza dough. The kids pull a maneuver called Operation Snow Globe, which traps Syndrome into Violet's force field with various objects around them. Elastigirl returns home from a long day at work and sees the commotion and lends a hand to her kids, sending Syndrome flying into oblivion. We cut back into the kitchen and everything looks to be a mess. But luckily the kids got it handled picking up a pizza instead. And the short ends with Syndrome crashing into the TV set where Bob's cooking show was being filmed. An interesting kind of what-if scenario, cause obviously Syndrome didn't actually survive the events of the first movie, but seeing him back here is pretty fun. It could work more for more comedic superhero skits, if they decide to do more. And it brings back most of the original cast, aside from Dash. Which makes sense cause I'm sure the previous actors have grown and do not sound the same, but doesn't change any of the enjoyment either. Overall, pretty wholesome honestly. The next short we have is Finding Nemo Field Trip. Nemo is heading on a field trip with his class, with Dory and Marlin coming as chaperones. They make their way towards an abandoned sunken pirate ship, which of course worries Marlin like crazy. So much so that he decides to have all the adults to check out the ship before the kids to make sure it's safe. Suddenly, Marlin bumps into a pole that ends up falling over, but Mr. Ray saves them in time, but they all got stuck inside the wreckage. Nemo leads the kids to clear off the debris, which allows Marlin, Dory, and Mr. Ray to get free. Nemo and the other kids are kind of sad that they didn't really get to see much of the ship, but quickly discover a chest that has an assembly guide for the ship. The kids all work together to rebuild the ship good as new, with Marlin being proud of his son, and letting him be more independent while at school. A pretty nice short, showing that after all this time, Marlin can still learn that Nemo is more capable than he realizes. Pretty much the same as the original movie, but I can give it a pass as a small short. I also found it pretty funny that they found a Lego instruction book and assembled it together. Very much Lego humor. I believe only Mr. Ray returns to the original voice cast. But like Merida's voice actors, these current voice actors for Marlin and Dory have played these characters before in other shorts and games, where the movie's actors did not return. So if you've seen any of those or played the games, then you'll be used to it. All in all, a very wholesome short. The fifth and final short we have today is about Coco. Family bands together. Miguel and Dante find their way back to the land of the remembered to meet up with his family to enter the Battle of the Bands. Just like in the movie, there he meets with Hector and Mama Imelda, and it seems like there's a lot of pressure on him to win the competition. It does seem like everything will go well with the other competition not being so great. That is until a group absolutely blows away the crowd and judges. Hector gives Miguel some words of wisdom, and Miguel performs on stage, with his family watching him. The crowd becomes overjoyed and everyone celebrates and dances as the short ends, all on a wholesome note. A very nice feeling short, continuing on showing the support family can give to each other. I also like the fact that he feels more confident after looking at his Mama Coco. It's also interesting how they just forget about the competition and just continue to all sing and dance together, because I guess that's what really matters, having fun. I do wish they had more time to show that, but the short is less than 10 minutes, so there's not really much you can do with it. Mama Imelda and Hector's voice actors return to their respective roles, while Miguel has a new voice actor, but he does a fine job at sounding like the original actor, so no harm. Plus I believe the singing voice is still the same. And that's all the 5 shorts we have. Overall, some really nice shorts that are exactly what you expect them to be. I like the fact that it's all in Lego, so people don't really have to worry if it's canon or not, and can treat it as its own thing. I also like the fact that they're giving some Pixar IPs some limelight, like mainly Brave and Coco. Those do feel a bit underrepresented among the many movies Pixar has, so it's nice to see all their movies these were chosen. The animation is very nice, nothing complex, very simple Lego look. The animation was done by Atomic Cartoons, who have done other Lego animations for both Star Wars and Marvel, so they have experience with it. All in all, a fun pack of shorts to watch if you wanted something new for these Pixar characters. I like that they have very much Lego humor in these shorts. Like the Nemo episode, the assembly guide is just an instruction booklet, which I found to be very funny. I do hope that they make more episodes, whether it's more of the same movies or new Pixar movies. Maybe A Bug's Life or WALL-E would be fun. What did you all think of these shorts? Do you like them? Do you want more? Let me know.